The Zumwalt-class destroyer, a 7.5 billion technological marvel and the largest surface combatant in the world. Now, it's about to undergo a transformation that could change the very face of naval warfare. By 2027, these futuristic warships could become hypersonic weapons platforms, poised to rewrite the rules of global power projection. But at what cost? Equipped with conventional prompt strike CPS hypersonic missiles, these vessels will be capable of striking targets at speeds exceeding Mach 6. Enemy defenses will have mere seconds to react. If they can react at all. For the United States Navy, it's a necessary leap forward to counter rivals like China and Russia, who already field their own hypersonic arsenals. But is this an arms race the US can afford to lose or win? China's J-21 missiles have already been deployed on warships and bombers, forming a hypersonic shield that threatens to deny US forces access to Taiwan. Russia boasts its Tsirkon missile and the recently unveiled Oreshnik system, which allegedly outmatch current US capabilities. In this hypersonic triad, the United States is playing catch-up, a humbling position for the world's most expensive military. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Chinese strategy is clear: create a hypersonic bubble around Taiwan, forcing US forces to fight from a distance. If successful, Beijing could render American naval intervention obsolete, leaving Taiwan isolated and vulnerable. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new Cold War over hypersonics? Hypersonic weapons have become the core area of the global arms race, and the United States is also fully invested in this competition. The first American stealth destroyer equipped with hypersonic weapons was put into the sea. It is generally believed that the work efficiency, cost, and resupply capabilities of stealth ships are higher than those of submarines. The Zumwalt class can launch a batch of 12 missiles and then reload them in the nearest port in Japan or Taiwan. Even the US Navy has developed the ability to reload missiles at sea. This is something that nuclear submarines cannot do. As the US races to arm the Zumwalt class with hypersonics by 2027, the question remains: the program's total cost, including research and development, reached their 24.5 billion for just 3 ships, averaging about 200 billion per ships. This figure far exceeds earlier estimates, sparking criticism from lawmakers and defense analysts. Initially proposed as a 3-2 ship program, budget constraints and cost escalation led to a reduction to just 3 ships, limiting its strategic impact. The ships were originally designed for naval surface fire support, but were repurposed as surface attack vessels after the cancellation of the advanced gun system due to the lack of affordable ammunition. While the ship's stealth technology is innovative, critics argue that its tactical advantages are insufficient for its cost, especially in contested environments. At reduced missile capacity, the Zumwalt has only 80 VLS cells, fewer than the 96 cells on Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers, despite its significantly larger size. The Zumwalt lacks the proven Aegis combat system, which is critical for integrated BMD. While it uses the TSCEI combat system, this is not yet fully compatible with BMD missiles like the SM-3. This limitation significantly reduces its value in missile defense compared to existing platforms like the Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers. The Zumwalt was designed to replace the firepower of the retired Zadawa-class battleships using the advanced gun system Zjessa. However, only 90 rounds of ammunition compatible with AGS exist. The F long-range land attack projectile LARLPA, AGS's specialized ammunition, was deemed too costly at $108,000 per round. If this price is compared with that of a Tomahawk, Each one costs $1 million, and its range and accuracy are much better than those of artillery shells. It is making the system impractical. The Cuss-Tumble Home hull design, intended to improve stealth and reduce radar cross-section, has raised concerns about stability in heavy seas. Critics fear it could make the ship vulnerable to capsizing under certain conditions, particularly in combat damage scenarios. The Zumwalt-class destroyer represents ambitious technological innovation, but its skyrocketing costs, lack of defined roles, and limitations in key mission areas have made it a controversial addition to the U.S. Navy. Many defense experts view it as a cautionary tale of overreaching in military procurement, where advanced capabilities failed to align with strategic and operational needs. Despite this, the Zumwalt class made the cut, because compared with China, the main rival of the United States, China does not have a similar level of stealth destroyers. This gives the U.S. Navy an opportunity to verify the capabilities of this warship on future battlefields. The U.S. Navy is banking on a weapon that could redefine modern warfare, the conventional prompt strike hypersonic missile system. With over $500 million recently poured into its development, the stakes are higher than ever. But is this game-changing weapon the breakthrough America needs, or a costly gamble? Lockheed Martin, the defense giant spearheading the CPS program, is tasked with delivering a missile capable of striking at speeds exceeding Mach 5. These missiles promise unparalleled precision, survivability, and the ability to evade enemy defenses. But here's the catch: they've already failed twice in testing. The CPS program has faced 2 high-profile failures. Each test setback not only delays deployment, but also raises questions about whether the U.S. can close the hypersonic gap with China and Russia. At what point do we admit that we're chasing a dream while others are deploying these systems operationally? While China and Russia continue to make headlines with operational hypersonic systems, like the YJ-21 and Sircon, the U.S. remains in 3rd place in this arms race. And that's not just a ranking, it's a strategic vulnerability. The United States Army has achieved a historic milestone. The long-delayed Dark Eagle hypersonic missile has successfully been launched from its twin launch vehicle, marking a pivotal moment in modern warfare. This is not just a technological triumph. It's a declaration. With the Dark Eagle and its naval counterpart, the IRCPS, the United States now has the capability to strike any target on the planet with unimaginable speed and precision. For adversaries like China and Russia, this is a nightmare scenario. The Dark Eagle is part of the U.S. Army and Navy's Joint Hypersonic Weapon Program, leveraging the Common Hypersonic Glide Body to reach speeds exceeding Mach 5. But what makes it so controversial is its potential to bypass every existing missile defense system. Think about it. A missile that can reach Beijing or Moscow in under 15 minutes, completely undetected. The implications are staggering. While the Army's Dark Eagle prepares for deployment by 2025, the Navy is racing to integrate the intermediate range conventional prompt strike AIRCPS system on Zumwalt-class destroyers and Virginia-class submarines. This two-pronged strategy ensures the U.S. military can launch hypersonic strikes from both land and sea. Hypersonic weapons aren't just faster missiles, they're strategic disruptors. The U.S. can now challenge China's dominance in the Pacific, neutralize Russia's nuclear arsenal preemptively, and enforce its will globally. Zumwalt and the other 2 ships in the class will be the Navy's first at-sea platforms to field the Common Hypersonic Glide Body at-sea HGB missile, a weapon designed to strike targets thousands of miles away with no warning. Breaking news: China ordered its Navy and Air Force to block the first island chain and cut off submarine cables. Air passenger planes and maritime cargo ships are not allowed to approach the waters surrounding Taiwan. International ships are prohibited from passing through the Taiwan Strait. In order to stop the People's Liberation Army, the U.S. Navy launched a wave of Tomahawk missiles through submarines and destroyers to attack Beijing. But these missiles were shot down by air defense nets before they reached Beijing. The U.S. Navy's Zumwalt-class destroyer has reportedly launched a hypersonic missile targeting critical infrastructure in Beijing. A hypersonic missile traveling at Mach 5, penetrating advanced Chinese missile defense systems. The missile is the CHGB, a hypersonic glide body capable of exceeding 6,000 kilometers per hour, designed to evade detection and interception. The hypersonic missile represents a paradigm shift. It's faster than any defense system China currently possesses. Beijing's famed S-400 missile defense network, rendered obsolete in the blink of an eye. This is not just a demonstration of power. It's a deliberate signal. The Zumwalt class, equipped with cutting-edge hypersonic weaponry, is redefining naval warfare. Beijing's leadership must now contend with the terrifying reality that no target, no matter how fortified, is beyond the reach of American precision strikes. This wasn't just about hitting a military target, it's psychological warfare. By striking near the heart of China's political command, the U.S. has sent an unmistakable message: you are vulnerable. The fallout could reshape alliances, economics, and even trigger a direct response. The question is, does Beijing retaliate conventionally or escalate to nuclear options? As usual, China later changed its story and said the blockade was just part of an exercise. As most of the Chinese Navy's ships returned to port, the threat to sea and air traffic was relieved. The Allied fleet can pass through the Taiwan Strait again. China's foreign ministry later condemned the attack and warned of serious consequences. But Beijing strategic experts said that this is entirely because the United States is provoking China and continues to carry out secret military aggression in the Pacific region.